That, folks. I don't know what happened. I think it just got kicked off. Alright. Cool. I think we're back. Sorry about that, folks. Yeah, the deep state. I'm getting too close to talking too much truth about climate change. I thought the floods had gotten to you. Oh, give it time. It will. I'd say about what, 20 years, maybe? Maybe. We'll see how long Florida can last. Yeah, the deep state is coming for me. This equilibrium energy, there isn't this equilibrium energy coming in from the sun and energy going out. The question is, are these natural planetary variations, or is it us? The researchers used satellite observations from 2001 to 2020 to determine the Earth's energy imbalance is growing, and then used a series of climate models to simulate the effects of Earth's energy system if human climate change was taken out of the equation. Scientists found that natural fluctuations alone could not explain the trend observed over the 20-year period. Yeah, no kidding. A big flood is coming. It was almost impossible, a less than 1% probability that such a large increase in the imbalance from the Earth's oscillations and variations. So yeah, this idea that, oh, it's just the natural way the planet works. Like, no. 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 That's not how this works. The study focused on cause and effect, but Raghunathan said the findings have critical societal and policy implications. Oceans store approximately 90% of the planet's excess heat, which causes rising seas and can trigger hurricane formation and other extreme weather events. The remaining heat is taken up by the atmosphere and land, which increases global surface temperature and contributes to melting snow and ice. True. As soon as we lose Miami, the whole state will be panic and begin selling the real estate. Yeah, well, when that happens, it's gonna get pretty wild. Least manner. If Earth's energy imbalances continue to grow, consequences that are being felt today will likely be exacerbated. Yeah, so these massive heat waves, massive flooding, massive hurricanes, droughts, wildfire seasons. Yeah. Welcome to the new norm, folks. A physical scientist at NASA's Langley Research Center, Hampton, was not involved with the study. What? What the heck is this? What copy pasta is this? That's so weird. Okay. We are going to see temperature rises, sea level rises, and more snow and ice melting. Forest fires, droughts. It just gets worse if you add more heat. Yeah. I mean, yeah. That's exactly what we just talked about. Loeb led a study by NASA National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration and found that Earth's energy imbalance approximately doubled from 2005 to 2019. Loeb said the Princeton study confirms what was outlined in his own research, which used 14 years of observations from satellite sensors and an array of instruments in the ocean. He added that human activities, or what's known as anthropogenic forcing, are undeniably having an effect, but some natural variation is likely also at play. For instance, some planetary oscillations can operate on cycles that last multiple decades, which can make it tricky to tease out the fingerprints of climate change. Anthropogenic forcing is there for sure, but the ocean is a key player in climate and operates on a much slower timescale. Ideally, you really want to be able to have these type of measurements over 50 years or more. So yeah, TLDR is just another confirmation that human action is causing climate change, or has a massive impact, overwhelming impact on what we're seeing. It's not natural. All of these events are basically the opening salvos of what's to come. Yeah, but Trump said it's gonna get cooler. Yeah. Sources? Trust me, bro. Just like how he said that the pandemic was gonna be gone in a couple of days, by spring. In one day, like America, it'll be gone. Just like he said that. The Senate unveils $1 trillion infrastructure bill. After much delay, senators unveiled a nearly $1 trillion bipartisan infrastructure package, wrapping up days of painstaking work on the inches-thick bill that will launch what's certain to be a lengthy debate over President Joe's big priority. The Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act clocked in at some 2,700 pages, and senators could begin amending it soon. Despite the hurry-up and wait during a rare weekend session, emotions bubbled over once the bill was produced Sunday night. The final product was not intended to stray from the broader outline senators had negotiated for weeks with the White House. We haven't done a large bipartisan bill of this nature in a long time. A final vote could be held in a matter of days. So the fact that we're having, like, the basics, like roads and waterworks, water pipelines, broadband, is already a symptom of just how like dysfunctional this government is. But what worries me is that, okay, let's say all of this does pass. Okay, great. I mean, it's not like we don't need these things, right? But here's my problem. Right here. Quote. We know that this has been a long and sometimes difficult process, but we are proud this evening to announce this legislation, said Madam President Kyrsten Sinema, a lead negotiator. The bill showed we can put aside our own political differences for the good of the country. And that's it. And that's the end of it. Hey, look, guys, we did a thing, and, like, it was bipartisan, and, like, we did the thing, and that's it. That's my worry. That's my worry, right? They're like, oh yeah, no, we 1 trillion is it's already too much. You know what? We did good with the bipartisan one. We did the roads and the broadband and this other stuff, which is important. But yeah, anyway, so that's all we have. That's it. We don't need to do anything else. If there's only some things you could have done, yeah, if only. Only. Senator Rob Boardman of Ohio, a Republican negotiator, said the final product would be, quote, great for the American people. I mean, if you're talking about, like, basic stuff like having, like, clean water, I mean, that's kind of embarrassing that it's 2021, but okay. Over the long weekend of starts and stops, Schumer repeatedly warned that he was prepared to keep lawmakers in Washington as long as it took to complete votes on both bipartisan and the budget blueprint that allows Senate to begin work later this year on a massive $3.5 trillion on social health and environmental bill. I hope that this is where they deliver, because I'm until I see it, I'm not 100% convinced, but I hope that this is where they really go hard, because this is their one shot to do so. This is their one shot to do so, and I really do hope so, because, like, at this point, if they can't do it here, the momentum for any climate initiatives is gone, in my opinion. And that's a problem. That's a problem, because then what? That's right, science doesn't matter to a large portion. Enough of the people, anyways. Part of American culture is thinking problem physics are talking to the manager. True. All we can do is meme. Yeah, but we can meme, but we can also do our best as long as there's time on the clock. $3.5 trillion isn't even enough. Probably not. Probably not. But if we can't even get that, then absolutely nothing. Then absolutely we just lose. It's GG. What I see if they can get climate initiatives on the if they can get climate initiatives on the infrastructure on the budget reconciliation version, maybe there's hope for pushing for more legislation. Maybe. So I would hope that it can maybe establish that, versus if none of it passes and all of that gets stripped away in the budget reconciliation, then we definitely have, like, then it's GG. And then it's GG. We spent 6 trillion on wars since 2001. True. Yeah, true. We always have money for that. We never ask questions about that. Roads, broadband, ports, water, public transport, trains, renewable energy, power grid, and recharging stations. Yes, most of that is going to be some of it's in the bipartisan one. Some of it is going to be in the budget reconciliation version. The spending is broadly popular among lawmakers, bringing law and day delay for big-ticket items that some cities and states can rarely afford on their own. Yeah, we'll see. We will see. That's the reason why I wanted to bring this up, because, like, I hope... I mean, we're not gonna turn the ship... We're not gonna begin to, like, mitigate or adapt to climate change simply by, like, just making, like, EV charging stations. That ain't it, Chief. But if we can't deliver on the budget reconciliation version, that's going to be a massive problem, I think. I really think that would be GG if we can't get any of it. If we can't get any of it on the budget reconciliation. And that's what worries me. That being said...
Can your chef's knife do this?
Whoa. Okay, so I know it's part of the charm, but, like, can we take a second to appreciate, like, the random ads that I always get?
Giuliani did an absolutely bizarre interview, which basically proves that he knows he's going to prison, saying, I didn't do anything wrong, but I'm happy to go to jail. I can rest easy, but, you know, they can lock me up. I know I'm innocent. Watch this.
I mean, I'm more than willing to go to jail if they want to put me in jail. And if they do,
I will go to jail.
They're gonna suffer the consequences in heaven. I'm not.
What? That's bizarre. Like looking at those Sky Mall magazines while flying. I'm in my state. We had 2 tornadoes, 3 in like year. Is that climate change too? Exacerbated weather events may be attributed to climate change. Like, for example, last year's hurricane season was the most active hurricane season, and we may be looking at a similar record here this year as well. I've always wanted to set an egg on fire. True. The enchanted chef knife. +2 and fire damage.
But I didn't do anything wrong.
Why are you willing to go to jail if you feel that you're innocent?
Because they lie. And they cheat.
Listen to that.
I will go to jail for Trump if I have to. I'm pretty sure you can say climate change is a factor in all weather now. Yeah. Yeah.
It's very clearly a man that knows his days are numbered, and he's trying to rationalize it by saying, yeah, I'm willing to go to jail for Donald Trump. I didn't do anything wrong. They'll have to deal with it in the afterlife. I'll go to heaven, and I know I'm innocent, so I have nothing to worry about. But that's very clearly him hedging. He knows that FBI investigation where they seized all of his devices is absolutely going to turn up major dirt. And that's in addition to all of the other investigations, his basic disbarment, everything crashing down upon Rudy Giuliani like never before. And what's fascinating here is that Rudy behind the scenes and Rudy's friends behind the scenes are furious at Donald Trump, but they can't really say it out loud. Maggie Haberman, who covers Donald Trump, said Giuliani allies are looking at the Trump money, even if it isn't 82.
True. Why made Trump run again? I don't want to rerun of 2020. Well, you'd have to ask the Republicans who allowed this to happen.
Million and are aghast that Trump isn't helping Giuliani with legal fees. Giuliani's friends say he is close to going broke, and his interview with Melissa Russo makes it clear he knows he's in legal jeopardy. And that's referring to the interview, the clip I just showed you. It's an interview with that New York journalist where Rudy makes it clear that he knows he's in trouble, and Trump still won't help him. Right? Like, this dude ruined his life for Donald Trump, and even in this clip, he's basically admitting that I am going to go to jail for Donald Trump. I'm willing to do so. I know I'm innocent, but it is what it is. And Trump is sitting on the sidelines not helping. And the $82 million it refers to is the fact that Donald Trump in 2021 alone has raised anywhere from $80 to maybe $100 million for his PAC money, proving that the dude can still raise a lot of money politically, but isn't willing to spend a single cent of it on his former lawyer, a man he never even paid, and who did all those crimes for him. And so this is absolutely rich. Rudy Giuliani did all of this illegality for Trump. He did it for free. He ruined his reputation. He ruined his life. He lost his law license. All for nothing. And at the end of the day, he's still somehow in this cult enough that he's willing to go to jail for Trump. You know, I originally thought Rudy Giuliani was going to flip on Donald Trump. That was one of my views. And I think a lot of people shared that perspective, that Rudy Giuliani, knowing that he had no other choice but to flip, was going to. And maybe he still will. Maybe he's so desperate that he will spill the beans on Donald Trump. But right now it seems like he's willing to go to jail, and he knows he's going to jail, and Donald Trump is sitting back laughing at him.
True. So it's so sad. Do you think it's possible for more political violence on behalf of Trump in the future, in 2022 or 2024? It's possible. It is possible. There's going to be a live infrastructure announcement soon. Interesting. I guess we're going to have to cover that one tomorrow. They won't even let Biden speak anymore. This is bad. Wait, what are you talking about? Biden does press conferences. Didn't he just do like a press conference the other day about COVID? I could have sworn I saw something about like a vaccine announcement. Or something like that to urge people to get vaccinated. Lol, every time Trump comes to Scotland, all he gets is hate. That's funny. There's nothing really to like about him. It's like a cult of personality, really, Hirsch. That's what it is. That's what it is. I don't know. Why does Trump like have difficulty answering questions from the press? I don't know. These are like nonsensical non-sequiturs. I don't know, whatever. It's a leap in logic. But he does do speeches. That is not the same as him answering or not answering press questions. Quadratic, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Why do you go back to Trump instead of answering the question? I did answer the question. I said it has nothing to do with him speaking. He speaks to the people all the time. He does press conferences. Not all press conferences are going back and forth with the press. Not all press conferences have a have a set section where they're going to answer questions from the press. Usually that's, generally speaking, done by the press secretary. There's a literal job called the press secretary for this. They won't let Biden answer any questions ever about anything. That's a really big claim because there's clearly video of him answering questions by the press. There's literally video of him answering questions to the press. I don't get what you're talking about. Your hate for Trump clouds your judgment. What the hell is this? Star Wars? Hey Wiz, how's it going? Strong in the way of words he is. You can't even have a real discussion because you're just bringing everything back to Trump. It's comical. That's not even what I did. I just said, as an example, to prove that not all press conferences have questions answered by the president. Like, we literally have an entire job where press secretaries called the press secretary. I don't get it. Like, my point is, what's the connection between him not being able to, quote, speak, which he does, and him not answering questions, which he also does? I don't get it. Alright, bad troll is bad. You're boring. We're literally seeing the effectiveness of disinformation in real time. Amazing. Amazing. He's trying this anti-Trump liberal tactic, but you're not the right one to do it on. True. I don't get it. Like, what is the whole point of doing that? Hold on. If you can make Star Wars, like, bad Star Wars references, I can make bad Lord of the Rings references. You have no power here. I just got a shout out. That's a lot of attention. True. I don't get it. Like, what's the point of bringing that up? Like, what was the point of bringing any of that up? I don't get it. I think there's also it's also hard to agree with people. I agree with that. Trump is just merely like a symptom. I agree that this didn't happen in a vacuum. But I also think that, like, there's enough sections of the population that are not living in reality that's causing all this disconnect. Like, I truly believe that there's, like, so much misinformation, so much, like, disinfo, and, like, this willingness to throw reality for, you know, your team, like, to own the libs or whatever, that it's created this disconnect that we're having trouble coming back to. I mean, yeah, there's maybe, maybe. It does seem so, right? It does seem so, Hirsch. Oh, like old style mobster. He does look like that, or he does act in that way. I hate proposition, purpose of profit for the media. There's also truth to that. Yep. Gotta get them clicks for ads. Gotta get them ad revenue. That's right. I think that there's definitely truth to that, Wiz. It's done on purpose for the profit of the media. Yeah. It's not. It's definitely part of the problem too. Alright folks, it is 11:25. I do have to get going. I appreciate all of you guys hanging out here. Thank you for all the new follows. Thank you for the tier 1 subscriptions. Alio with the biddies. Thank you. Ooh, come here. Somali, the kind dragon. I appreciate that. Thank you all for having for hanging out with me. You guys are what makes this channel grow. If you guys have if you guys enjoyed the content and have a second, head on over to the YouTubes and hit the subscribe button, do the likes, the comments, the shares, all that awesome YouTube stuff. Join us on all the other social medias, join our Discord. And you guys are literally what makes this channel grow. I appreciate each and every one of you for all your support. Please make sure you spread the word far and wide that this is the chillest place to be for news and politics. We're here 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Thursday, and Saturdays for Saturday Catterdays around noon. And you can take that as far as back as labor movements portrayed in the 1920s, called union members, bomb-throwing anarchists, and sold papers. Yep, I mean, that's, yeah, true. That's true. Alright, folks, as I said once before, I appreciate it. Wait, what? Yeah, that's also true. That's also true. Spread it forward. All we can do... Enlightened centrist towers. The only enlightened centrist is me. Alright, folks. He said once you start being left and right, it's all downhill. Lamau. Yeah, no, I don't think it just necessarily works that way. If you mean that some people disregard some people because they say left or right, I agree with you, because like sometimes people will literally just disregard you based on what they say, and that's kind of like nonsense. Maybe I'm trying to be charitable. Either way, reason must prevail. Facts must prevail, and as always, yeah. Maybe I'm just trying to be charitable. The centrist position, that's right. Yeah, I don't believe there's a centrist position on that one. No, I don't believe there's a centrist position on that. It's it's a pretty easy one. That's a pretty easy one. Genocide equals bad. Alright, folks. No, not even a little. Alright, folks, as always, please stay safe, please take care of each other. I love you all, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. See ya! Facts and history always prevail, whether you like it or not. True. Human capitalists. Thank you. Fight the power. True. Alright, folks, where are we going today? You know what? Doc Binwin. We never get a chance to raid them. This is a perfect opportunity. You have a good day. Alright, folks, hang tight. We're heading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go.